and great memories. Tomorrow, we're waking up early again, this time to see Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, two of the most famous and breathtaking spots in all of Canada. See you tomorrow for what's sure to be another incredible adventure. Today is day 6, and I've been looking forward to this one the most. It's the day we finally visit Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, two of the most iconic and photographed lakes in all of Canada. The plan also includes Johnston Canyon, and to wrap it up, dinner at Bluebird Steakhouse in Banff. We started the day early, as usual, since we had to catch a shuttle bus to the lakes. Private vehicle access is no longer allowed to Moraine Lake, and parking at Lake Louise fills up before sunrise, so the park has a shuttle system that runs from Banff High School. We parked at the Banff Train Station and walked over to the high school, and man, that walk was freezing. The morning air in the Rockies really hits you, crisp, cold, and clean. Once the bus arrived, I was relieved it wasn't a yellow school bus this time. The ride itself was peaceful and gave me time to sit back, relax, and just enjoy the mountain views instead of focusing on driving for once. Our first destination was Moraine Lake, located about 8 miles from Lake Louise. The moment you step off the bus, it's jaw-dropping. Moraine Lake sits at about 6,183 feet in elevation, surrounded by the Valley of the 10 Peaks, a chain of snow-capped mountains that reflect perfectly on the turquoise water. The lake's surreal blue color comes from glacial rock flour suspended in the water, which refracts sunlight. It's one of those places that genuinely doesn't look real. No photo or video can fully capture it. We hiked the Rock Pile Trail, a short but iconic walk. Only about 0.3 miles round trip, but with a small climb up a rocky hill that gives you that world-famous postcard view. It only takes about 10 minutes, but the payoff is massive. From the top, you see the full valley, the lake shimmering beneath the peaks, and that perfect symmetry that makes Moraine Lake one of the most photographed natural locations on Earth. It's no surprise, it used to be featured on the back of the Canadian $20 bill. We spent a while there filming, soaking it in, and honestly just trying to wrap our heads around the beauty of it. After that, we hopped back on the shuttle and headed toward Lake Louise, which sits just over 6 miles away. Lake Louise is slightly larger and equally stunning, surrounded by the dramatic peaks of the Canadian Rockies and the Victoria Glacier at the far end. The lake's color is that signature milky turquoise, created by glacial silt, and depending on the light, it can shift between shades of blue and green throughout the day.
Day 6 in Canada feels like a dream. Moraine's blue water and Johnston stream, from the Rock Pile Trail to Mirror Lake shore. Every step makes me love you more. Banff Sign smiling in the camera's gaze. Banff Falls roaring, carving out its praise. We hiked, we laughed, we caught the elf's eye underneath.
We decided to do the Mirror Lake Trail, a roughly 3-mile round-trip hike that takes about 2 hours depending on your pace. The trail climbs steadily through the forest, starting from the shore of Lake Louise and winding up toward Mirror Lake. Honestly, if I'm being real, I don't recommend it. Mirror Lake was fine, but it's small and nowhere near as spectacular as Lake Louise itself. The highlight of that hike was actually spotting a few horses being led up the trail. That definitely added some charm to an otherwise underwhelming stop. If you're short on time, I'd say spend it by the main lake or rent a canoe instead. After finishing up, we took the shuttle back to Banff. Of course, we had stopped by the famous Banff Sign for some pictures and video clips. It's basically a rite of passage. Then we grabbed a quick lunch from a local market, some chicken to recharge before our next adventure. Next up, Johnston Canyon, one of the most popular hikes in Banff National Park. The trail to the lower and upper falls is about 3 miles round trip and usually takes around 2 hours. The path follows catwalks built into the side of the canyon walls, giving you close-up views of rushing water below. The lower falls are about a 1-mile walk in, and you can actually go through a small tunnel to stand almost directly in front of the waterfall. Prepare to get a little misty. The upper falls are further up the trail, taller, and definitely worth climbing. The canyon itself is narrow and dramatic, with blue water cutting through ancient limestone. It's an easy to moderate hike and one of those must-see spots in Banff. This hike had me sweating. It got surprisingly warm despite the cold start, and I ended up peeling off a few layers along the way. On our way back into town, we stopped by the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, known as the Castle in the Rockies. It's a National Historic Site and one of Canada's most luxurious and historic hotels, built in 1888 by the Canadian Pacific Railway. The grounds are beautiful, and we even spotted a few elk roaming nearby, which was awesome to see. Right next to the hotel is Banff Falls, a wide, powerful cascade that's especially beautiful around sunset.
Moraine Lake trails to the canyon side. We hiked to the top, touched the sky so wide.
As we drove back into downtown Banff, the smell of food and the cold mountain air pulled us right to Bluebird Steakhouse, and wow, it didn't disappoint. We were lucky to snag a seat outside by the fire pit, which made it even better. The food hit the spot after such a long, active day. Perfectly grilled steak, warm fire, mountain air, couldn't ask for more. After more than 33,000 steps, full stomachs, and a day packed with incredible views, it was finally time to head back and get some rest. Tomorrow's another adventure, so it's time to get some sleep. Today is day 7, and it's one of the most scenic drives in the entire world, the legendary Icefields Parkway. We're leaving